For the latest action figure news, check out Toy News International and marvelousnews.com, link in the description below. Thank you for the continued support to our online shop and YouTube channel. We are giving away a Marvel Legends Wolverine action figure once we reach 700 subscribers. Once we reach 1000 subscribers, we will be giving away a Marvel Legends Apocalypse and a 70 USD worth of X-Men Attack Pack from Slide Effects. To Graded Collectibles here for an action figure review. Today we are looking at the Hasbro Marvel Legends Retro 3.75-inch scale Sentinel. He comes in somewhat a deluxe size retro card back packaging. At the back, we have a short bio of the Sentinel. Unboxing the Sentinel. Here we have him with several accessories and an alternate head. Looking closely at the Sentinel, it's somewhat a minimalist design for Hasbro. Though most pieces are sculpted, there is not any kind of paint wash. So you can see here, all of these details are sculpted, but there is no shading at all. So the lines on his body is sculpted, this part of his belt is sculpted. Since this is a retro figure, it doesn't have any articulation for the elbows and knees. At the back, we have some sculpted lines, and in terms of his legs, his boot is a sculpted piece and there is no other articulation on the foot. The first comic book appearance of the Sentinel is in Uncanny X-Men number 14, published November 1965. At that time, the Sentinel is not a huge robot. At that time, he's like 12 feet tall, equivalent to two 6 feet tall humans. As you can see here, in terms of the design, this Sentinel closely resembles what it looks like in the X-Men animated series, especially in terms of the colors and the deco of its costume. Side by side with the X-Men animated series Sentinel, the only difference is the one in the cartoon has cel shading, but everything is exactly the same. As I was replacing the head of the Sentinel, one thing I noticed is inside we can see some translucent red plastic which is connected to his eyes and back. Here is the alternate battle damage head. Just peg it in, and you can see that half of his face is all shiny silver, and the insides of his head, or probably his brain, can be seen already, but it's all just shiny silver, no other painted detail. I wish they added some painted details like some shading so that the figure won't look so flat in terms of color. Now, testing out the translucent red inside his head, I will use a Ulanzi Cute Light. So you can see here underneath there's a translucent red, and when you put it directly, you can see that there's light coming out from the back of his head, and the light is also passing by the iris of his eyes. I'm not sure why they have this feature, since the Sentinel doesn't have a light up feature inside the body. Probably the Marvel Legends team was originally planning to add a light up feature for this action figure, but in the end, during production, they just abandoned it for some unknown reason, probably cost cutting or something like that. But I do wish they continued and just add that light up feature, because it would really give some added value to this action figure rather than just leaving it like that, and it's really hard for you to use that particular translucent red plastic at the back of his head. He comes with other accessories. Here is the Vlastepec that you can peg into only one of his hands, which is the right hand, because the left hand has nothing, but it's just a grabbing hand. So attaching it there, you can peg it in. It's translucent orange, yellow, but mostly orange. So here we have him blasting off from one of his hands. Another thing that you can do is use this tentacle. Just remove this part. The tentacle is just plain plastic, like it's not silver but like omega red white, something like that. Not much detail, just a tentacle. It's not even a bendy wire, so it stays on that position, and yeah, you can wrap around some figures with it. The Sentinel action figure stands 20.4 centimeters or 8-inch tall. According to the X-Men Series 1 trading card from Impel, the Sentinels are 20 feet tall. In terms of 3.75-inch scale, this makes the Sentinel only 12 feet tall. It does match the first appearance Sentinel height, which is about 12 feet tall as per comic book art over here. Here are some Marvel Legends size comparison, beginning with the Love Triangle Wolverine and Cyclops. Here he is besides Jubilee and the Love Triangle Jean Grey. Here he is besides Deadpool and Hitmonkey. Besides the Renew Your Vows Spider-Man and Spinneret. Besides the 20th Anniversary Toad and the Retro Apocalypse. Here he is besides the new body molds Vulcan and Shriek. Besides 7-inch scale figures, Marvel Select Sabretooth and Gambit. Besides Marvel Select Colossus and Juggernaut. Here it is besides the 7-inch scale McFarlane Toys Batman Devastator and the 6-inch scale Mafex Jean Grey. Here it is besides Nimrod and Theta Sentinel. Here it is besides the Omega Sentinel and the 16-inch tall Sentinel. Here it is besides the 26.3-inch tall HasLab Sentinel. And here it is besides the other Marvel Legends Sentinel. And for some fun, here it is besides a 3.75-inch Wolverine and a 5-inch scale Spider-Man. For articulation, his head can move from side to side and look up and down, not much because he is just on a ball without any hinge. His arms can do a 360. He has a wrist swivel there, and also here, no hinge. There's really not much to articulate here. He can sit down, and that's about it. I think is articulation. He cannot even kick from the back. There's no swivel on the boot. That's basically it. Not really much to talk about. When this Sentinel was first revealed, one thing I thought about is this would be a perfect army builder for the first appearance Sentinel because of its height. Now, having the figure at hand, it felt lacking, especially in terms of the details and articulation. Well, as a 3.75-inch scale retro action figure, it was not expected to articulate that much, just basic. But in terms of the price that we are paying here, it is the same price of a well-articulated 6-inch scale action figure. Only a little bit taller by 2 inches. I would have hoped for more articulation or deco, or they should have actually included that light up feature. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please like, share, subscribe, comment, and ring the notification bell.